45 right now, kids heading back to school. You know, I know I'm aging myself, but back when I was in school, every school had a school nurse. And these days, it doesn't seem quite as common as it used to be. Many nurses spread across several schools, not a daily fixture in the hallways like maybe they used to be, but one district, Cherry Creek Schools, one of the only districts in the state to make it a priority and have a school nurse in every single building. It's not an easy task, but something they make important to them. Members of the district's health services department spending part of their summer replacing and improving trauma bags, kind of a go-to bag. We've got Suzanne Oro and Michelle here to tell us more about these bags. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for the work y'all do to keep all of our students safe there, or especially those parents who have kids in Cherry Creek schools. So what are these bags designed for?
Well, basically, in our school district, we have had what we call trauma bags in each of our school nurses' office, which are located in every building in our district. And they were about 10 years old. They had become very cumbersome, difficult to carry, and we wanted to make sure that we had the most up-to-date items in our bags that would allow us to respond to many emergencies that could present in the school setting. So we put
Is this
together...
like worst-case scenario bag?
Yes and no.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes and no.
Michelle, do you want to open one up and
Sure.
kind of take us through what's inside?
So we call this the Go Bag, and this is, it's on its side right now, but it's actually a big backpack.
Yeah.
And I could throw this on my back, and I can run out to the playground. I could run out to an athletic field, and it is really ready to go. It's got everything from some of our rescue meds, asthma inhaler, EpiPen if a kid's having an allergic reaction.
To Band-Aids, right?
Yep, Band-Aids, gloves, things to keep the nurse protected if she needs to be on the scene. We've got a brace, a splint if we think we have a supposed fracture. Ice packs, instant ice, we shake that, get that on a kid.
This is like everything a nurse could need in the case of whether it's a minor emergency or the worst case scenario.
And sometimes we don't know what we're responding to.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we might be on the radio and somebody says, hey, a kid fell, they're not moving real well, and if we run out there, we've got what we need from anything from a scraped knee to a fracture.
To something serious.
Yeah,
and Suzanne, I'm sure, you know, with a lot of districts cutting back on things like this, I'm sure you've had people say, well, maybe we'll need one nurse for every 3 buildings. How do you respond to that?
I haven't heard that in our district.
No?
We've been very
That's good.
fortunate.
I mean, and you've said that. I mean, that really,
Right.
everyone takes it as a priority to make sure that this is something that's important.
Absolutely.
Why is that? Does it change the culture in the school?
Well, students who are healthy have higher levels of academic achievement. And when we can provide that continuity of care between home and school, our children miss, very rarely do they miss school. They have better attendance, and we're 21st century learners. So if you miss a day at school, you're missing out on a lot of learning.
Well, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
And more importantly, the nurse is going to call your house and say, what's wrong? Are you okay? Maybe you should get back to school. I'm kidding, of course. So, Michelle, let's talk about beyond just this sort of thing. You guys, the nurses in the schools, there's a lot of different care from kids who have chronic problems. A lot of things they do beyond just helping out with situations like this.
I mean, the Go Bag and the base bag for emergencies outside the clinic are obviously important.
Yeah.
We have kids with type 1 diabetes. We have kids with, you know, G-tubes, with asthma that they wouldn't get to come to school, at least not every day, maybe at all.
That's a great point.
If we didn't have a nurse there to care for them. And what it also does is it frees up the parents to be parents.
Right.
You want to come to your school and have to take care of your kid? No, you want to have your life, your job, and you know, this allows them to do that, and we take care of their kids, get their kids back to class, and they're ready to learn.
Is this bag different than that bag?
It is. Some of the things are duplicate, so that we have more than one thing. We have shock blankets in both bags to keep kids warm and in an emergency. The base bag is more for evacuation.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much for coming in and kind of showing us some of the tools of the trade. And we do appreciate what y'all do to make sure all the schools have nurses on staff ready to go. I mean, I know as a kid, I spent way too many days down there in the nurse's office.
We would have gotten you back to class.
Yeah.
I know, right? Kirk, you're fine. Go back to class. Thank you all so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us.
For showing us. And when do you go back to school? When's the first day of school for your district?
Well, we have schools that are in session year-round.
Right now? Okay. Well,
Yes.
Silly question.
Yeah.
A lot of our kids start next Monday. Kids, get ready.
Kids, get ready for that. All right, we'll send it over now to Greg. He's tracking your weather.